Hello, everybody. I'm Jeff Breedlove with the Georgia Council on Substance Abuse. I'm a person in long-term recovery, and it is a privilege to be part of the celebration for Tony Sanchez, because Tony Sanchez is the man. And there are many folks around Georgia who have been impacted by this great leader's life. We've got just a small number of them here today who have some great words of love, support, and encouragement for Tony. But first, we want to bring up Neil Campbell, the Executive Director of the Georgia Council on Substance Abuse, because Neil Campbell knows that Tony Sanchez is the man.
10 years ago, in last January, we had our first CARES Academy. None of us knew if this was going to be a success. Peer support for addiction recovery wasn't a thing in Georgia yet. But we had this vision, there were a group of us who had a vision that said if we had people with the lived recovery experience helping other people get or sustain their recovery, that would be a good thing for our system. And so I got together with my partner and my brother, George Brott, and we created a working group, and we created a task force on this around the state, and we put together this thing called the Certified Addiction Recovery Empowerment Specialist. And through a contract with the Department of Behavioral Health in the fall of 2010, we started recruiting for CARES. And how does this relate to Tony? Well, we had an application process for this, and Tony was the first application in the first CARES Academy. He was the first person selected to be in CARES. And how I knew CARES was going to be successful was when I read Tony's application, and he said, one of the questions is, why do you want to be a CARES? And his made me cry. So I put it down. I remember sitting at my desk, I put Tony's application down, and I said, this is it. We got something going on. 10 years later, fast forward, we have over 800 certified addiction recovery empowerment specialists in the state. And Tony has been an active and involved and a leader in our movement since that day one, since that first academy. So Tony, I know you're going to be doing great things going forward, and we are here. And never forget where you came from, and we will never forget you. Thanks.
Thank you, Neil. And another person that knows that Tony Sanchez is the man is George Brock. George, hello.
Tony. I'm in the CARES 1 interviews during that selection process. There was this guy that when he first spoke, I thought, that's a funny accent. He's obviously not from around here. And, people say I'm a really lucky man. And that is so true because of the relationship I developed with this Puerto Rican New Yorker. And I just want to take a few minutes to talk about the character strengths that come through, things that I learned from Tony and his indelible spirit. And the first thing that stands out to me is Tony's courage. He's got a soul that he will not sell, and it comes through in his honesty. You show up as authentic and trustworthy and really sincere. And it manifests itself as I watched you move from sometimes unsure house manager to starting peer services in Athens. And I always thought it was fortuitous that you did this for an agency that was called Advantage. And then secondly is your humanity. There's a kindness that you have. You're very generous and nurturing and caring and compassionate. And this is something that I think is an authentic part of what you continue to nurture through your connections with your clan back home. And then next is your transcendent faith. You're a man of hope, and that optimism shows up as being really future-minded and future-oriented. And I so respect the way you carry that through in your relationship with Desmond, your grandson. And then there's this profound wisdom. You have this curiosity and interest. You really explore new things, and you're open-minded, and it comes through when you talk. You know what I mean? And then there's this dedication, and I'm humbled by the way you stick with people, and you were so by Danielle's side. And that relationship obviously was important then, and it is now, and it certainly will be into the future. So the one word that really sticks out for me when I think about you, Tony, is redemption. And I think if you look it up in the dictionary, you'll see a picture of Tony. And I just want to say our world is safer and happier because of you. And it brings to mind the prophets, Earth, Wind, and Fire, who said that when you wish upon a star, your dreams will take you very far. But when you wish upon a dream, life ain't always what it seems. Oh, yeah. Shining star for me to see what my life can truly be. And I'll end with this Maya Angelou quote. She said that I've learned that people will forget what you said and they'll forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And Tony, I look forward to the next part of the quest that you're on in this heroic journey. And it reminds me of the Sisyphean task of you're taking on the next boulder that you're rolling uphill. And I won't say good luck because, my friend, you don't need it. You've got skills. Be well.
Thank you, George. And another person that knows Tony Sanchez is the man is our leader of CARES, the one and only Jay Hughes.
Thank you, Joe. It's interesting when I think about Tony, I see him through two different lenses. I see the Tony Sanchez, the Director of Recovery Transformation at the Department of Behavioral Health, but I also have this personal, intimate relationship with Tony, the man. And there's this intersectionality when it comes to how I deal with Tony professionally and how I deal with Tony personally. But both of those things come together so well because Tony is the man. And for me, when I think about Tony in a real sense, I think about those tail lights that we talk about, because there's not a lot of people that look like me and Tony. Me and Tony Black mixed a little bit, that's in these positions of power to make influence within the system. And so I'm just so proud of the person that you are. I know that I love George said about redemption, because no man is above error and no person is below redemption. So Tony having those qualities that George articulated so beautifully, and also Neil, is the reason why Tony is indeed the man. So I thank you, Tony, for just being somebody that looms large in the history of my life, not only as my peer, but as my brother, but as a Black man too, that's able to stand on the shoulders of so many other people that came before you. And now in turn, we'll continue to take the task and lead behind you with love, with care, with the CARES values. And thank you, man, and just continue to be great, do great. And I appreciate everything that you are for me professionally and personally, because again, Tony, you the man.
Thank you, Jay. And I forgot to say, I'm CARES 37, the best CARES ever. But now we're going to get some other CARES who want to share. And we're going to start with Dina Davis from CARES 1. And Dina Davis knows that Tony Sanchez is the man.
My fellow CARES pioneer, or as Neil likes to refer to us as the oldest living CARES, I just want to say I'm so honored to have met you on this journey, the journey that really was probably the most powerful and most impactful week of my entire sober life. The bonds that we share as CARES are just undeniable and so powerful. And I just want to say it's an honor to have met you. It's an honor to watch the trail that you have blazed before everyone. And I love you so much. Good luck. I know you're going to do great things, and we'll be watching for you, Tony, the man.
Thanks. That's a message from CARES 1. Now we're going to go to Alexia Jones from CARES 9, because Alexia knows that Tony Sanchez is the man.
Tony, congratulations. And I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you because you were the one that heard me when I felt like I had no voice. Thank you for pushing me and telling me, yeah, you can rise. Sis, you can do whatever you want to do. Just put your mind to it and trust God. That was always your message to me. And I've always been so grateful for your words of empowerment. And just the other day when we talked, you kept saying to me, sis, it's so good to see how much you've grown. Well, Tony, it is so good to see you grow. It is so good to see you going on to your next level. I want to say congratulations. I want to say thank you, and keep on being the man.
Thank you, Alexia. And we've got another CARES 9 in the house, Hank Arnold, and Hank knows that Tony Sanchez is the man.
Thank you, Jeff. So I met Tony in April of 2013 at Mary Hall Freedom House during CARES Cohort 9. And one of the things I was instantly attracted to was the energy and the excitement. And there was just something about you, Tony, that made people want to get behind what you were doing and be a part of the things that you had going on, because not only were you excited about it, you believed in it, and that energy and excitement propelled you forward and was just an attractive force. And the other parts of our relationship is that we share a similar pathway in our personal recovery, and through the lineage of sponsorship, we found out that we were also connected in that way, and in the South Atlanta area. And it was really awesome to be able to have, like Jay referred to, the professional part of Tony, but also the personal part of Tony. But there really wasn't any real separation, because you still brought your authentic self to the professionalism, which was really impressive. And there's been a lot that I've learned from you just through watching what you do. And and it's been really cool to see you grow, right? Starting with the Georgia Council, and then moving to the Office of Recovery Transformation with the DBHDD, and on to your next thing, to be able to make an impact for recovery in the state of Georgia. And so I appreciate your leadership. I appreciate all of the qualities that are so attractive. And I just appreciate you being in touch with yourself and doing the work on your own personal recovery that allows you to do this in a professional platform and make it look really good. So thank you for all of your service, and thank you for being the man.
Thank you, Hank. And now we're going to go to CARES 34 and Amanda Ippolito, because Amanda knows that Tony Sanchez is the man.
Tony Sanchez is the man. Hey, my name's Amanda. I'm a person in long-term recovery. And Tony, I'm so happy for you. We're going to miss you, and we love you. But I want to thank you so very much, because every time I'm with you, in every meeting you go to, you allow everybody to bring everything that they are into the room. And that's a very special quality. And I know that's going to be carried with you in your future. And we appreciate you so much. We love you. You're the man.
Hey, Tony. Hey, brother. I just want to celebrate you today as you transition on to the next phase of your victory lap in this thing called recovery. You know, I became CARES 19 5 years ago, and I remember my hesitance when it was presented to me. And you were so encouraging and egged me on, so to speak, to join this community, and I did. And another key moment I have of you, you might not recall, my sister was in active addiction, and I had almost just thrown up my hands and given up, and she checked into a 28-day program, and I wanted her to do more than that. And you said, hey, sis, how about we lift that up? That's amazing. And those words always burned inside of me, your perspective that recovery is for everyone. And my sister's 3 years in recovery today and just purchased a new home. So I hold you dear to my heart, brother. I know you're going to keep changing the world. I love you so much.
Tony Sanchez, you are the man. You are much beloved by the over 800 people that have been through CARES. And Tony, you've made me understand that recovery is real.